Right, good evening, everybody. I'm Jane Goldsmith. I think most of you, if not all of you, know me and have done for many, many years. And I'm working tonight with my gorgeous Jane Morgan, who you've all known for a very, very long time, my extraordinary and beautiful Claire Sacco, who you've all known for a long time, and Natalie, who is gorgeous person who is working with us from Oceania Cruises. So Oceania are, as we all know, introducing the new Sonata, and Natalie is going to deliver her presentation to you all this evening. You are probably the first people on an evening like this to actually see this. So we're really, really proud as the Travel Academy to have Natalie with us tonight. And I'm sure you're going to really enjoy hearing all about our brand new ship. Over to you, Nat.
Lovely. Yeah, you are spot on. This is the first presentation of Sonata to the UK market. Well, probably to globally as well. So very, very exciting. And she's the first, she's going to be one of three, four other Sonata class ships. They're going to launch every other year. But Sonata is launching in August. And myself, Claire, and Jane were all on Alora in July last year, weren't we? And it was incredible. And I thought, they're going to have to go some way to push this. But I have to say, looking at Sonata, it's another game change. It's another gear up to luxury for Oceania, and I think it's incredible. And I hope you do as well by the end of the presentation. We just launched today. It's pre-registration, and already for the UK market, we've had over 200 people pre-register. So we're super, super excited. And let me just share this lovely side. This is our lovely Claire when she was on Alora on our cooking school. And I can't take credit for this. This was all Claire's idea. She was like, let's say a little thank you tonight and let's send a pasta box to you all. So hopefully you've received that, or if you haven't, you will be getting it. And when you get a chance, you might have already, is anybody, well, I'll check questions at the end, but yeah, some of you might have already enjoyed it already. But really, no matter what ship you're on with us, whether it's Sonata or one of our little ships or Vista, Alora, food is the essence. It's the blood that runs through Oceania. So it just made perfect sense to be able to do this. And as I mentioned, Claire will be, if you've got any questions and you know how to, tap them in the message box and she'll answer those, and we'll do a Q&A at the end of the session and she'll put you all back on speaker. All right. Now I've put this little note to remind myself, because I get so excited of showing you Sonata. I actually forget to mention that you've got an exclusive 5% discount for Sonata with the Travel Academy. So that's really special. Again, you're the first agent to be having that in the UK. And I just want to say there's a reason that I'm doing my first presentation with the team at the Travel Academy, and it's because they're amazing. We love working with you. I love working with you guys, and I'm honoured that this is my first presentation. So thank you. So before I start on Sonata, just one last little thing to mention, adults only. You might have seen the press release at the beginning of January. I think a lot of people probably thought we already were adult only, but it's definitely the right direction for our brand. It's what you, our customers, want. So if anybody's got any questions about that and how it's going to work, then again, pop them in the chat box and I'll answer them at the end. But I just wanted to just quickly touch on that before I start sharing about our beautiful Sonata. So she's going to be launching in August 2027. She goes on sale next week on the 28th. Now she's about 10,000 tons bigger than Alora, but she's carrying less than 200 guests. To put it in percentages, she's 30% bigger with only 10% extra guests. So the guest to space ratio is unreal. It's one of the things I loved about Laura. I've been lucky enough to work in the luxury cruise sector for a long time, and going on a Laura and having all that choice and that space and that vibrancy, that's what I loved. So to see this notched up another level is just incredible. So there's a lot of hype out there of Sonata, but I know she's going to absolutely deliver. Also, as well, 30% of the accommodation is going to be dedicated to suites. So I'm going to play a little video. We did practice it, so the sound should be working. So fingers crossed. It's gone a bit dark. Hopefully you can see that. Hang on, let's just go back. It's always fun with technical issues. Let's just try again. There we go. No, we don't want to play it twice. So yeah, absolutely stunning. I didn't want to play too many videos tonight, death by video, but I think that just showcases how beautiful it is. And you know, the main atrium, we're really great at this, and that visual when you walk in, when you walk on board, is just absolutely stunning. And then you go up to the next level. This is deck 5, and yeah, just the space. And just, I mean, I'm showing you the boutique shop now, but it just oozes luxury and it oozes space. So we've got an exciting few announcements to make. Hopefully, a few of you have already travelled with us. So the Opus Lounge. Opus Lounge is a new cocktail bar. For those that really enjoyed Founders Bar on Vista and Allura, this is on another level. I love it because I love the theatrics of it all. I can't speak tonight, but the theatre and the an old-fashioned cocktail, and it all smokes out, and the ice and the bubble machine. And I must add, you can also have virgin cocktails. It doesn't have to be alcoholic ones, and those are obviously included. But the masterclass mixologists on the ship, it's the attention to detail. They are incredible. And this is just situated right by that beautiful atrium that you've just seen. So this is going to be a stunning place for pre and post dinner cocktails. Then we go on to the Sonata Lounge. I love this. It's like a speakeasy bar. Really, really nice. What a lovely place if you've made friends on the ship to say, oh, well, we'll meet you before the show or have a little catch up after the show. A really, really nice area. And then after, if you look at the main show, and just look how it's designed all around in a semicircle. But what I really want to bring to your attention is the digital aspect of it. On Allura, they've really emphasized this and created it so that the performance really comes out. So again, that's just going to be even bigger and better on Sonata. So I think the show lounge is going to be incredible. Martinis, fan favorite with everybody. Just as you go towards the main dining room, lovely little cocktail, pre-dinner with the canapes or after with the piano singer. The casino's bigger, but what I quite liked was the fact that it's got a little bar now. So I don't actually like casinos, but if you're traveling with your partner that likes a little gamble, a little flutter, you can sit at the bar and chat to fellow guests while they're having a little game. And then Horizons with its circular bar there, 360 bar. Beautiful day and night Horizons. It's a lovely place to just come and have a chill with a coffee, but they'll take the piano away of the evening and turn that into a band with a dance floor or an afternoon serenade with your afternoon cream tea. So here's a couple of new other announcements to make. We've still got our cooking school that you saw Claire in making her pasta, but we've introduced the chef studio. Now, I know for a fact that our chefs are really excited about this. because they just love engaging with our customers. One of the things that's really popular is going out, going to the market, getting all the ingredients, but actually maybe you don't want to cook it, maybe you don't want to do the cooking school, maybe actually just going and having a tasting menu and showing them them showing you, sorry, how it's done. Also, we're going to be doing mixology classes here. Maybe you're in the Caribbean, you might do a bit of rum tasting or rum with food. And yeah, so this is a really exciting space. We've also got the artist loft. This is all complimentary. And of course, the link centre to the digital centre. Now, we've also elevated Aquamar Spa Terrace. I know when I go away, I like to have a little bit of relaxation. I wanted to show this picture. I mean, I could have showed you so many pictures, but I'm trying to keep it on time tonight. But yeah, this is one of the new steam rooms, just stunning. And then the new game changer, I think, is the fact that the spa deck terrace is now at the back of the ship. So it's going to me, the back of the ship is the most beautiful place with that drop straight down into the ocean. This is why we have the owner's suite at the back. So to have the spa terrace at the back, I think is just perfect. And for those customers that love a concierge room, I'll explain a concierge. It's our normal veranda room, but with all the benefits and perks of a suite. And one of those is access to this terrace. So still plenty of concierge rooms on Sonata. The pool area, again, plenty of space, lovely little hot tubs. And on the top there, if anyone beady-eyed can notice the private cabanas and lots of sun loungers out to sea. But also, really important, lots of sun loungers in the shaded areas. So really well thought through. And then the pool bar. Oh, whilst I remember with the pool bar, I think everybody probably knows now that we include drinks with lunch and dinner now. So and it's just in the hours of lunch and dinner. So you don't need to actually go and have dinner in a restaurant. You can just sit at the bar and have a snack and a glass of wine. Of course, if you don't drink, we hear you. You can have a lovely shipboard credit instead. So let's talk about the restaurants. Sorry if you haven't eaten your lovely pasta yet. I'm going to make you a little bit hungry. But we have some new culinary concepts and also our returning favourites. So these are our two new culinary concepts. La Tabla, which is French, and Nikkei, if you've not heard of it, it's Peruvian and Japanese infused. La Tabla. So it's run by our French master chefs who are absolutely incredible. It's for 18 people, so it's almost replacing Privé, which is a private dining that we have currently, which is 10. The reason it's 18 is we find that more and more people are traveling in groups with their friends. And also, if you're not traveling in a group, but you're a couple and you want to have dinner with other people, but an amazing tasting menu with our French master chefs, this is the one for you. There will be a cover charge for this one. At the moment, I'm afraid we don't know. This is the thing when we do a presentation on launch day. There's a few things that we're not quite sure about, but you can't book this until a year out anyway. So we will know by the time you're ready to book it. But obviously, if you pre-register tonight, and that's one of the things that you're really interested in, we'll make sure we make a note of that. The other is Aquamar and Nikkei. Well, I think Jane and Claire will agree. I didn't expect to go on Allura and believe that actually the healthy living option was one of my favorites. But it's incredible. I think it's so refreshing to go on a cruise line, and they have thought about it. You don't want a la carte every night, especially when you're on a longer voyage and for breakfast and lunch. And what I love, this is turning into the Nikkei concept restaurant in the evening. But don't think that this isn't speciality. It is. We've got the best Nikkei chefs available to come on board with us. If you Google this food concept, it's one of the #1 Michelin star restaurants in the world at the moment, and it's coming up all over the place. So watch this space for Nikkei restaurants. But I love the fact that this is going to be casual. It's going to be open dining. So complete contrast to La Table. No charge, not even having to book a reservation. And again, that's that kind of feel when you're on holiday. You're walking around and you actually think, oh, where should we eat tonight? You want that concept. And we're bringing that to life on a cruise ship. Of course, the other place that you don't have to pre-book is the grand dining room. And we're making it feel like it's got little private areas if you want to dine with friends or you've made friends on the ship. But also if you want a table for two and watch the sunset, then you can do that. I hope you're all enjoying these views because I just think it looks stunning. The other news to share is Jacques and Red Ginger have moved to the top. They're now on deck 14. They were always down at the bottom, but they're our favourite restaurants as far as our signature speciality goes. So they're going up to deck 14. They're complimentary, but as you probably know, you do need to book these. And then the other ones, the Polo Grill, look at that decor, I love it, is moved down to deck 4. And Toscana's moved down to deck 4, but I think you can still see there's a window there at the back. And what I love new about Toscana is, again, we appreciate a lot more people are traveling with their friends. This has got a private dining for 8 people with no charge. Okay, so that's really, really nice. So I think that will be really popular. And again, if you want to make the use of that, then Jane and the team will help you do that. I'm running through the dining quickly now because I want to get to the itineraries, but we've got Waves Grill, mine and Claire's favourite burger with the goat's cheese, but in the evening it's a pizzeria and also a rotisserie, but also Terrace Cafe has doubled with the space. And it's the outside that they've doubled. So that's really nice because I think more and more people, I know I do, well, I want to dine al fresco. I want to be outside if I'm up in time for sunrise or sunset dinner. It's important to me. Right, next should be baristas. Now, this is exciting. I didn't ever think I'd talk about a coffee shop so much before I joined Oceania, but they take their coffee seriously, which is a good thing because I'm a coffee snob. It was going to be down in the main atrium where Opus Lounge is, but about 6 months ago, they were like, no, it's not working. It's really on Allura and Vista, it's the heart of the ship. It's on deck 14 and looks out over the pool. And what they've done is they've created this outside seating area. So with 360-degree panoramic views. So of a morning, you're cruising down into Amalfi and you can sit out and have your morning coffee. Or what I love, it's got the creperie and the boulangerie round the corner, which has been a firm favour on Allura. But I'm not ending there. It's got a gelato. And I just think to have a little Italian gelato up here, when I'm on holiday, what I like to do is go for dinner and then I like to go and perhaps have a coffee after dinner or an ice cream. So to come up here and watch Antigua, the lights twinkling in the distance while you're sat up having your gelato, just absolutely special. So I think they've been really brave with this because it's a big area for what is effectively a very nice coffee shop and a bakery. But I think they've done it. I think it's really nice. So I hope you agree too. Right, Sweet Life. I'm just going to quickly run through a couple of things. So the owner suites now have 2 bedrooms. So if you're doing a longer voyage and you want to invite a guest, you can do because they've got a guest bedroom with a bathroom and the beds face out, which is nice. But as I mentioned, 33% of our rooms are going to be dedicated to suites. And it's the Horizon suites that I want to bring to your attention. There's 50 of them. I think these are fantastic. In actual fact, I know they are because the pre-reg, they've been the most popular today. We knew this was going to happen. I think the size is just perfect. You know, it's not even always down to money, but sometimes some people just think, I don't think I need a 1,000 square foot suite. It's unnecessary. Whereas 600 is a really good size. It's got a separate bedroom and living area. So it's separated, it feels separated. It has our beautiful marble bathroom that we have across all of our fleets. Marina, Jane asked me to add. Marina, our fleet bathrooms will be refurbed in October, so I mustn't forget to mention that. But yeah, back to Horizon. It's got beautiful marble bathroom, but no bathtub. If you want a bathtub, you do need to upgrade to the Oceania suite. We've got the penthouses, 426 square foot. We've got the veranda rooms, largest lead-in at sea, and the concierge that I mentioned. And then we've got the Penthouse Deluxe, and there's 82 of these. So these sit in between Penthouse and Horizon Suite. And of course, all Penthouse rooms come with your own butler, and you can have course by course dining in the main dining room from any of our specialty restaurants, probably except La Table. And then this is the Oceania Suite. I can't resist showing it because I love it. There's 16 of these instead of 12, and they're now 1,400 square foot, some of them. Really, really nice. Little TV comes out there. Really nice. If you want the bathtub, this is in the Oceania Suite. And then the Vista Suites, there's 8 of these, and they are at the back of the ship. So that's interesting. They've always been at the front of the ship before, but they've moved them to the back of the ship now because it's the best. Right. That's the rooms and that's the decor and all. And I'm really sorry that I rushed through it, but I do want to just show you some of the itineraries. But of course, if you've got any questions, then I'll happily answer those at the end. So we're basically following the sun, and this is the maiden voyage. So look at this, 14 days. I get asked so many times for this itinerary. Italy, Sicily, Malta included, I love it. The Greek islands, Mykonos in there, Paros, and then up through to Dubrovnik, Zadar into Trieste. That is a really, really nice itinerary. No surprises that it's been our top request today as well. And that's the price per person for a veranda. That's our lead-in price. We don't have any French balconies or anything on Sonata. It's all verandas. Plus, as a thank you to Travel Academy, you've got an additional 5% off. Let's see what we've got next. I put in a Southampton to Lisbon. This one for all those foodies out there. This is really nice. Oh, I know what else I want to mention. It does an overnight in Bordeaux. Now, we've gone a little bit bigger, and I think a lot of people were worried that we wouldn't be able to get into Sorrento, to Bordeaux, those wonderful ports that our smaller ships can get to. Well, they were. The way they've designed Sonata is I'm going to say the funnel is shorter, it's wider, but shorter. So actually she's going to be able to get into bridges and under bridges. I'm thinking of San Francisco Bay now. I'm trying to think of where else there are bridges. But yeah, so they've designed her. So in actual fact, I think she can get into more places than perhaps Vista and Allura. And they've designed the hull as well. So it comes in a bit shallower. So really clever engineering to make sure that you have, because one of the reasons people travel with us is because of our itineraries and because we do like to go to different places. So even though we're bigger, sorry, and we're offering more, we're not taking away those itineraries, which I think is really, really important. And this is a great foodie one. This is a lovely little one. Now look at that price for 7 nights. £2,500 plus 5% off. That's a really, really good price. So I think they've got the pricing right for Sonata. Jane will tell me if I'm wrong. But I put this one in as well because we go over to Miami in November. And I thought if you want to get away from the winter for a couple of months, or for a month, this is great. And just showcases everywhere that we go, really. But you can also break it down. So you can go over the holidays through the Panama, Cartagena, and up the West Coast. And then we've also got another one. Look, it's held its price quite well, considering it's not the holidays, but that 6th of January. It's always the most popular time after the holidays that people want to go away. And it's just doing that rerouting back the other way. Just a few slight differences on the West Coast. And then I just chose, we do have some 7-night Miami that are coming in really good, just over £2,000. But I like this one because it's going to the BVIs, it's going to Antigua, San Martin, Puerto Rico, really, really nice itinerary. So, and it's 11 days. Who wants to go to the Caribbean for a week? So I popped that one in for you guys. And think that's it. Yeah, so that's it on Sonata itineraries. Obviously, there's a lot more. Hopefully, you've had a chance to look at the website. And as I mentioned, if you are interested in anything, we really would recommend with the pre-reg. But it would be remiss of me not to talk to you about the rest of our beautiful ships, because we do have 8 other wonderful ships. And at the moment, it's, for those of you in the know, this is called the wave season, when all the cruise lines come out with all their special offers. So we've got 40% off, and we've got what we call double amenities. So instead of having drinks with lunch and dinner, you actually get the all-inclusive Or what we do so well, if actually you're somebody that doesn't like to drink too much, we're doubling up your shore excursion credit. So in some cases, $1,200, $1,600, $1,800 shore excursion credit. Little top tip, if you don't use it offshore excursions, it will just come off your bill, whether you use it on a spa treatment, anything. The only thing it won't come off is the casino, I'm afraid. So just to go through a couple of itineraries, I put in an Allura in there. I thought this was a fab one, 14 days, all inclusive, or $1,600 shipboard shore excursion credit. Look at that. That's so typical Oceania, so port intensive. Or a little 7 night. Now look at that price. And do you remember the price for Sonata for a similar time of year was nearly £1,000 cheaper. So that just goes to show booking early with us is the way that we work now, and I'll explain that a little bit more. I'm not saying this isn't a great price, because it is, because it's offering all inclusive and it's offering $800 shore excursion credits. So it's got those double amenities, but we're so well sold out now on Allura. Yeah, I think the same thing's going to happen with Sonata. So if you do fancy Sonata, I would get in early. I put this little one in because it's on our little small ships, but it's the Eclipse, so it's a little bit different, and quite fancy doing Ireland and Scotland as well, and then ending up in Reykjavik in August if we have a summer like last summer. Lisbon to Bilbao on Marina, and I did mention she's having a refurb in October, so it won't be quite in time for this one, but if you book a penthouse and above, they've already had the refurb and all the beautiful marble rooms, and that's another great foodie one, but that's just showing you a really good price. So if you're prepared to be flexible on your dates and flexible on your ships with us, you will get some really good prices for this summer. And if you're prepared to go a little bit further towards the end of the year or early next year, we've got so much. I could have done a whole presentation on our wave, but I didn't want to. So I just picked out one. But yeah, that's just a highlight really. But lots, probably more for Asia than South America. But we've got a few South America specials as well. So have a look, have a chat with Jane and the team if you fancy doing anything for later this year or early next year. So just to finish then, finest cuisine at sea, always, award-winning itineraries and those shore excursions, and small ship luxury, no matter what ship you're on, and the best value guarantee. So we don't know what Donald Trump's going to do next. Nobody does. But we're pretty confident we've got our pricing right for Sonata. I think I showcased that quite nicely there. And so book early, book as far out in advance as you possibly can, and we will do a price guarantee. And I don't know any other agent that does it better. Jane and the team will literally, before your balance is due, they will double check the pricing and make sure that you've got the best price with us. And if there's any problem, we will retro it for you. So that gives you all the confidence. That's probably the most important slide in the whole presentation. So just to remind you, you've got an exclusive event offer, and for anybody that's going on the 3rd of March, I will also see you at Jane's event at the Village. So I look forward to that then. Hopefully you'll take advantage of the event offer now, but if you don't, we will have another offer then. But what's brand new, and I've only been given this slide today, so maybe don't ask me too many questions on this one, but we can offer you a future sailing credit. So this is a new concept when we do an event like tonight. And if you put down a deposit of £250, it's kind of like an open booking, you can have a discount. Now, I promise you on Sonata, 5% is the maximum you'll get. But on some of perhaps our smaller ships, you may get up to 15%. So it was worth hopefully attending tonight if you're thinking about going traveling with us, because Jane and the team are going to really look after you to make sure you get the best possible price. So I think that's it for me. I feel like I've covered everything.